Hello, and we're doing another conversation here with Dr. Larry Goodman and myself, Martin Casado. Today's topic that we're going to talk about is an article that he sent me as do these 5 things before you quit your job to start a business, which is a Forbes article, and I'll post it below when I put it here. But this article resonated because we actually wrote a book. We wrote a book together called the Goodman Factor, Your Goodest Life, which is right here, and I'm going to read a little.
Oh, it's Fridays with Goodman.
Fridays with Goodman. Sorry,
Stay with me. Stay with me.
Yeah, I know. This is happening when you try to script a little bit here to stay on point. But the article resonated because after we wrote this book, there's so much in it that was had I known these 5 factors and had I met you before I'd done all these things, it will make sense in a moment when I read part of the book. It's just you have to do a lot of these certain steps resonate a lot because there's certain things you have to do before you actually quit your job.
Well, what's accurate is if you want an optimal outcome, it's wise to do them before.
Right.
Many people don't.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely. Even in my case, just to read a little insert from Fridays with Goodman, is that before I said I'm just going to read a little bit and then we'll go straight into some of the points of the article. It says, because I was taken back a little since I had no idea what was offering me in exchange for my marketing services. So I told him that I read a lot and that one of my favorite authors was Joseph Campbell. I told him my motivation for making this journey was to follow my bliss, as Joseph Campbell says. Without missing a beat, Larry brought me crashing down to earth by saying, it's okay to follow your bliss, but don't quit your day job. And the Goodman Factor had begun. So it's an interesting thing because I had quit it all. I set a date, did all these things, and I was like, I'm going to start my business, go straight into my design business, my graphic design, and just, start with these few clients that I had, and I was going to be on top of the world. And I didn't put a lot of these 5 factors that actually resonated from this article. And so I want to go through these 5 steps of this Forbes article, which I'll post below. And it goes into, and I just want to hear, so I'm going to go through them. We'll have you and your Goodman wisdom and experience go through them, right? So the first one here is prove the concept with a side hustle is number 1. What are your thoughts on prove the concept with a side hustle?
It's the greatest mistake I've ever seen a business person make, to have a phenomenon that is ego-driven, that's called transferability of expertise. That is the idea that somebody's a star in one arena and their ego takes hold and they're quite sure that doing something completely different is just going to be exactly the same but different, and they'll have the same level of flow and the same level of skill and the same level of insight in the new venture that they had in the one they had before. And it's so not true. Everything is unique of unto itself. And so starting a side hustle is a way to do what I call parallel play, which is to keep your core business in place, keep your revenue stream flowing, and learn your new craft or the new business model on somebody else's nickel.
Right. So
even Donald Trump sent his kids to go learn their respective businesses, even the construction business, working for other people.
Right. Finding a mentor, finding the people that have done it, learn under them for a little bit, then actually do that. That's good stuff. So number 2 on this article says build a financial safety net.
Oh, yeah. That strategic reserve is probably the most valuable asset and most valuable skill you could acquire to have peace of mind in your life. Shoestring budgets bring people to making very poor decisions. They create desperation because naturally nothing happens the way you think it's going to. And If you want to make God laugh, just tell him your plans. So having that strategic reserve gives you the peace of mind to be poised and to not have to make hasty decisions.
Right. Yeah. So what gets measured gets accomplished, right? So that's something that I didn't do as well. Is like until then I didn't budget. I didn't do any of those things before. I kind of based it upon the income coming in on my retainers or in my checks coming in, not based on like, let me budget this out and, strategically put this out through the month.
The word people use today to describe the way they build their businesses that I hear often is they build their business organically. And I've come to know that when somebody tells me they're building their business organically, what they really mean is, I'm doing this by the seat of my pants and I have no idea. And I'm going to just throw enough stuff against the wall and I'm going to hope that something is going to stick. I'm going to hope that it's going to be enough that's going to stick. And it makes for chaos.
Right.
Ironically enough, it also makes for that a prospective new client or a prospective new customer or a prospective new business opportunity gets driven off. And what they get driven off by is the perceived lack of order. Order creates certainty, and certainty generates confidence, both in the deliverer of the business model as well as in the potential customer.
Right.
You wouldn't want to get on a plane with somebody as the pilot who is making it up as they go along, no matter how passionate they may be.
Yeah, no way. That's why they always say look for the best doctor. Like when something happens to your heart conditions and they say you want the best doctor. Oh, he's going to be expensive. Hey, this is your life. You want the best when it's in these certain things. So I want to go into number 3 based on time here, because number 3 says that'll go into the next segue of expanding your skill set. So expand upon that, expanding all the things that come with when you leave your job, go to this business, and you start finding out you're lacking thereof, and you got to learn by the seat of your pants.
So many years ago, I attended a program that the gift was made to me by a referral source to attend a boot camp from a company called Business Finishing School. Now, that seems like a rather ironic name for a business for business people to go to, except that when you drill down, what you get to find out is that most people running their businesses, they may be really good at whatever it is the service is that they're delivering or the product that they're manufacturing, but as to the actual business acumen of running the business, until this business finishing school got launched, I don't actually think there actually ever was a business finishing school. And so to run a business without training in how to run a business seems to be the height of folly. And yet it's amazing to me how many people do.
Right. But over the years, they actually got it together and formed something pretty structured and pretty, they even had some major guests this year. That's good. So on number 4, I want to go into setting up goals and develop a plan.
So those who fail to plan to fail is one of the most profound cliches that I know, because back to that thing about doing it organically, you wouldn't set out organically to drive from where we are here, where I am here in Coral Gables. You wouldn't set out organically to drive to where you are up in Palm Beach, because organically could mean I'll just get in the car and go.
Right.
Now, if you just get in the car and go, there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to turn and be going in the wrong direction at every turn you take. So each time there's a time to make that turn, not having a plan for where you're going to go, it's probably an incalculably small odd that you'll actually arrive in Palm Beach unless you have a plan. So it's very important to make a plan and to plan your work and work your plan. And then as far as the goals part of it, the difference between a goal and a dream is the time specific. Most people say they're going to make a goal, then they make a goal, and the part they leave out most frequently is the answer to the question, by when? And without an answer to by when, there's no possibility of accountability. There's no reference to being able to chunk it down and track your progress that's being made.
Right. What do you suggest is and just due to time, what do you suggest, like what is a simple one of setting goals, writing them down, putting them in a journal, or like how do you incrementally?
The Harvard goal study showed unequivocally that written goals produce unbelievably greater results than just having a goal in your mind. And as to where they get written, they should be written in a place where you're going to see them, where you can focus on them, and even to turbo boost it further is to announce the goal in your environment, especially to people who would be then willing to hold you accountable.
Right. Well, that's perfect because that goes into number 5, which is get support, which is probably the accountability and so forth. And when you just to expand a little bit and on accountability is just especially related to leaving your company, leaving your secure paycheck, going to a job, starting your company, maybe having a partner, maybe having your goal set, having some skill sets you need. You start delegating. If you don't have enough money, you got to learn that skill set. Where's the support in this? How do you get somebody valid to support you and your business? Who do you recommend, or do you go to what recommendations do you have for some sort of accountability or support when you start your own company?
The first thing I would say is to get a coach. And I'd even say to get a coach who's got a coach, because you can save inordinate amounts of time by finding someone who's already done what you're setting out to do successfully. There's really only a limited number of products, services, and ideas that exist on planet Earth. Your opportunity to build your own has to do with you identifying it and you personalizing it, but finding someone who, for instance, I'll just throw this one out as we wind this up. There's a certain skill set necessary to drive a racing car. It'd be wise to find a coach who's been a winning race car driver. You might, just by the seat of your pants, go out there and start in a demolition derby and learn how to drive a race car. But the learning curve is going to be accelerated dramatically if you get support and get a coach and be teachable. So that's really what I would say is get support in the realm of human beings who have their level of mastery, be teachable, do what they say, and be willing to be held accountable, and then be willing to bear, and this is the last point I'll leave you with, is the willingness to bear discomfort is the touchstone of all growth. And so all too often people quit when the going gets tough. Except that what you got to know is anything worth having is worth doing, and there's likely to be some struggle involved. And that which doesn't kill you really does make you stronger. Except bears. Bears will kill you.
Yeah, bears will kill you. Absolutely. All right, perfect. Well, to learn more and to actually make a 30-minute call with Dr. Larry Goodman, you can go to goodmanfactor.com and you can see the following steps there. If you'd like to get more, if you want to reach out to him as well. Is there anything else you'd like to pitch there or say anything at the end?
I'm here to help you achieve your goodest life, because I know that deep down inside every one of you, there's an inner good man or woman who just wants to come out and shine, and I'm here to help you do that. So check out goodmanfactor.com, or you can reach me, Dr. Larry Goodman, and be an honor and a privilege to see how I can help you to shine and live your goodest life.
Yep. So end it on that note. You can also follow us on different mediums on social media, Instagram, and so forth. Also, you can check the book out, Fridays with Goodman, on Amazon, and our experience and the coaching, and very good information in here. So thank you for following. Have a good day, Dr. Goodman. Talk to you later. I'm Martin Casado. Bye.